there are two dimensions of warfare that the body of Christ has really not understood. We've been fighting only one for many years. And that one dimension is the warfare out of poverty into wealth. Not knowing that's the less one. Not knowing that's the less warfare. The lesser warfare is fighting your way out of poverty into prosperity. The real warfare is when you get to prosperity, keeping mammon away. Most men and women in church, the beginning of their downfall was their prosperity. The end of their prayer life was their wealth. The end of their consecration was political clout. So this is what I'm trying to say. Keep that sound for me. Keep it on. Keep it on. What I'm saying is that a lot of people haven't paid attention to the fact that as soon as you are breaking out of poverty into prosperity, there is a spirit waiting for you there that is worse than the one that kept you poor. Because most poor people are prayerful. You didn't hear that. Most poor people are committed to God. Most poor people do not have business meeting during church services. Most church people don't do that. But as soon as they come into a wealth, they come into influence and affluence, Sunday morning, 10 a.m. that they are supposed to be in church, they are having political meeting. They are having business meeting in a private jet. That young man who used to depend on God for every decision is now thinking around his wealth. He's now thinking around his money. He's no longer exercising his faith. As soon as he feels funny on the leg, it's a doctor he's calling. When he was poor, he was engaging the word. So most people don't know that in their attempt to have their numbers climb in their bank account, they are climbing a mountain that a deity is waiting for them. You didn't hear that? They think it's about money. They don't know that it's really about a journey to the mountain top where mammon is waiting. You have heard from most of the musicians in the world today, they started in church. But do you know something? Satan can decode your ordination and open another way for you. You will be successful in the other way, but you will be out of your purpose. And at the end of time, when you stand before the Lord, it will look like you did not live. Because there'll be nothing in your books. Why? In the ordinances and the annals of heaven, what was written concerning you, you did not even follow one alphabet, let alone one line. And it's a whole book. It's a whole book. So the body of Christ has developed sufficient muscle mass, sufficient warfare skills to break the hand of poverty. But they haven't known that mammon is worse off. Because mammon doesn't just... Mammon will make sure you are very comfortable. Mammon will make sure you are very comfortable. Mammon will make sure you are very comfortable. Mammon is that voice that is saying, what are you praying 1 hour for? Look at your account balance now. 9 digits are in your account. 12 digits are in your... What are you? What's all that? That voice is mammon. That voice. Suddenly, it starts to disconnect a man from God. Suddenly, a man wakes up and all the length and breadth of his thoughts are about his money. Let me tell you something about Satan. The real problem is that everything he gives is poisoned. Everything. Everything. Some of you looking at me here now, If your account balance was 5 billion, some of you will not be here tonight. Some of you will not be here tonight. Some of you will not see a need to associate with people like us if your account balance was 5 billion. Because your definitions will change, and it is actually Mammon's plan to start to expose you to cultists at that level, to start to expose you to people who don't believe God, who only believe in their monies. Before long, you who used to be a prayer warrior is now sitting in trans cup drinking alcohol with a class of people that don't belong to your tribe in Zion. And then 5 years down the line, you can't remember you used to be a prophet. You can't remember you used to be an apostle. You can't remember your ordination was to be an evangelist. Not because of anything, no, you just made money. But you thought it was only money you made. You didn't know it was poisoned money. But people who have an understanding, as soon as God is lifting them, when they come to the place of fellowship with the Lord, they bring their everything. Hey, as they are kneeling down, their account balance is kneeling.